So one of the big problems that so many people I've encountered have once they get their law license and maybe they've worked a couple of years in a field where they need their law license is how do they really make this whole thing work from a business and financial perspective? I was a little bit unique in the way that becoming an attorney was sort of my third career. I did a little bit later in life. But I can tell you, after I was licensed, I found myself in the same situation. I was trying to pick up legal opportunities and gigs and even doing some document review for wages not much higher than a high school janitor. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's an unbelievable burden to have to try and figure out from square one how to make a living when you've got, in many cases, debt loads of $200,000 plus dollars. I mean, this is a common thing that we see. And those financial burdens, once people do start getting into areas like criminal defense, sort of compound. It's really difficult to be an effective advocate for your clients and protect their constitutional rights, because really that's what we're programmed to do. That's what this is really about. When you're also worried in the back of your mind about the wolf at the door. Are you going to be able to pay the bills? Are you going to be able to keep the light bill on? Can you afford an office? Can you afford groceries for your family? And people laugh and think that attorneys make all this money. Well, sometimes the grosses are kind of big, but what they fail to realize and what many newer attorneys see a little bit too late is that immense amount of overhead they have hanging over them. Quite frankly, it took a little bit of time, but eventually I was able to see a massive light at the end of the tunnel using basic business principles. And we are in a completely new era where we have technology that can truly help a solo practitioner who wants to work in a field like criminal defense that's notoriously sort of overworked and underpaid, and really help step up their game by implementing some very simple strategies which can take their practice to a whole new level and take pressure off of them. And by doing that, by taking pressure off of them, you are able to better serve the accused. You are able to take better care of your clients, not just your family, but your actual clients. And I think that that makes for a better lawyer. And after grinding this out for the better part of a decade, spending thousands of hours on trying to learn marketing and business techniques and how to apply the shift in today's digital world to the modern solo law practice, I basically started assembling a playbook, my playbook. And I truly believe that the heart of a defender is sort of in your DNA. You either are down for the struggle to protect other people's rights or you're not. And I didn't like the idea. I didn't like the concept that so many people, both in public defense and criminal defense as a whole, were struggling financially to pay the bills while they're also doing what I feel is some of the most important work an attorney can do in society. And time again, I've met really talented attorneys with tons of potential walk away from that true potential and try to go into various forms of the public sector where they're going to get underpaid because they think that it's somehow more secure. And the scary part about this is so often they end up putting all this time in because they think that if they practice law in the public sector for a certain amount of time, they're going to get some kind of student loan forgiveness, not realizing the entire time that they're trading their hours for lower wages, trying to get some of their student loans reduced. They're missing out on massive income opportunity. And really, they're putting themselves farther and farther behind as far as having a stable financial future. And the fact is, it is in fact possible to have a moral, ethical, and successful, fiscally successful law firm practicing in the criminal defense world, where you can really go out and go the extra mile and help clients really get justice for those who are accused of heinous things, oftentimes completely erroneously. And I think when attorneys are fairly compensated and know how to run their business, they end up being better attorneys for their clients. And that's what Defender DNA is all about. My staff and I have assembled a playbook, something that has really worked for us and completely changed the nature of our practice, its income and earning potential, and really how we run things on a day-to-day basis. And the cool part is, it's not as complicated as you might think. In fact, if you really put pen to paper and buckle down, I truly believe that in about a year to 18 months, you will blow your mind as to how successful you can become. If you have the heart of a defender, if you have Defender DNA inside of you, if you take pride in defending somebody's constitutional rights, You owe it to yourself and you owe it to your clients to learn how to build a successful firm. This is Defender DNA.